Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Now we got the NFL Divisional round playoffs. Let's get this money. First game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. Right now, the Titans are -3.5. Money, money, money. Money, I'm going Titans, and I'm digging a trench here. And can I just be real about something? I wasn't impressed with the Bengals last week, and the Raiders brought maybe their C-, D+ game, and Cincinnati should have blew them out. And we saw a lot of blowouts in the wild card round, and Cincinnati wasn't able to do it. And yes, they had a good game plan. Yes, Burrow played smart, but against the Titans, they need more than playing smart. They need to match them for a pure physicality perspective. And this is where I think the Titans win the game. I told everyone 5-6 weeks ago, once Saffold came back, this would transform and it would manifest this Titans offensive line into a dominant unit. The King Henry's back. I think that's a big part. Now, I'm not saying anything crazy like Henry's going to go 30 carries for 220 yards or anything ridiculous like that, but I think he gets 12 to 15 carries. Him and Devontae Foreman pushed us over 150 yards rushing, and that opens up the play action with Ryan Tannehill. Now, we know Joe Burrow has the advantage over Tannehill. We know that. And him and Jamar Chase and the Bengals weapons, they are more prolific. They are more energetic. But I don't know, man. With the help of play action, with the help of the Titans defense, I think Tanny's got the advantage here, as surprising as it sounds. And Tannehill and A.J. Brown's connection is just as good as Burrow's and Chase's connection. Now, we know A.J. Brown's been out a lot this year, but look at what he did against the 49ers when the Titans had 4 starting offensive linemen out. This is a Titans team that's resilient. They're tough. And when we're talking about this coaching matchup, Zach Taylor versus Vrabel, you guys know I've never been the biggest Vrabel guy. Those who've been listening 4 or 5 years, I'm not a big Vrabel guy. But eventually we got to tip the fedora to Vrabel and understand what he's doing. And I think he's got a big advantage here. And I think the Titans have a big advantage in terms of defensive football. I don't think playing in Nashville is that big a home field advantage. I know the Titans fans are going to be writing paragraphs saying Lawson's a hater right now. But I don't think the home field advantage is that big. The reason why it's a damn money pick is because I think this Titans defense covers well. I think they get just enough pass rush. We know this Bengals offensive line isn't anything to write home about. They didn't hold up all that well against the Raiders defensive line. I think the Titans get just enough pressure. The Titans cover well. I think Danny Amendola thrashing them was a bit of a wake-up call. Titans to win in the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. Right now, it's Green Bay -5.5. It's rising on some books. I saw it at -6.5. I'm going Green Bay to win, San Fran to cover. I actually think San Fran's going to compete hard in this game, but Bosa needs to play. If Bosa doesn't play, Green Bay wins and covers. This could turn into a laughter. And I don't mean to be over dramatic. This isn't a novella. This is us winning money gambling sports. But if Bosa's not there, you just wonder, how does the San Fran defense function against Aaron the Game Rodgers? This is a different Aaron the Game Rodgers. And I know the Packers team is a little bit overrated. I know their defense is overrated. I know their offensive line's overrated. But Aaron the Game Rodgers isn't overrated. And his heel churn has motivated the Packers, and they play with a different bit of attitude. They play with a different bit of gusto. I think Rodgers throws up like a 75% completion percentage. San Fran, we saw them work in more man-to-man against the boys, and it worked well. But Dak Prescott is a little bit different than Aaron the fucking Game Rodgers, and I think it becomes a little bit too much for San Fran to overcome. I think the San Fran offense will be able to run the ball. The big matchup, though, is this San Fran offensive line. How do you block Rashawn Gary? If you're able to block him, then this Packers front doesn't throw a lot of challenges. I just think Rashawn Gary, I think he tears up the right side of the 49ers offensive line, and I think that's a big path to victory for the Packers. And when I'm looking at this game, you really want to see what Jimmy G can do. He played pretty good against the Cowboys, but also the run game was working. I don't think the run game is going to work to the same levels. Like I said, San Fran will have a little bit of success, but are they going to pound and pulverize the Packers? I don't think so. I got Green Bay to win, but I got San Fran to cover. I know some people think Green Bay in a blowout, and listen, we got Green Bay on the future bet to make it to the Super Bowl, but even I'm trying to be a little bit calm about it. I think Green Bay starts the first half slow, and then they take over this game in the second half, but it's still enough for San Fran to cover. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, it's Rams +3. I'm going upset mode, and I know people are going to get mad because Brady has won us a lot of money. Brady has won this podcast a lot of money for the last 4 or 5 years, but I'm going Rams to win in the cover. And you guys questioned me about the Zona pick. That was the biggest bet of the year, and honestly, that saved my weekend. Last week was absolutely crazy, was absolutely hyperbolic, but the Rams was the biggest bet of the season, and they buttered my bread. They buttered my bread, and I think they do it again. And my main question is, I know Stafford is due for a 2-interception day. I know Stafford is due to sail someone's over dude's heads. And we know what Stafford we get, but Odell Beckham, man, Cooper Kupp, this combination is just too deadly. And I'm not seeing a Tampa Bay secondary that is ready to get up in their face, that is ready to take risks. Look at how soft the coverage was against Hurts and those Eagles. I mean, Hurts played terrible, but if you go look at the 22-guy film last night, the Sky Cam, there was guys open. Devontae Smith was winning every play, 3, 5, 6, 7 yards of separation every route he ran. I think the Rams can cook them there. I really do. I think if the Rams throw this and are able to protect Matt, I think they're able to win this game throwing the ball. And this Tampa Bay offense, maybe they get Fournette back, and Vaughn came in and played a hell of a game against the Eagles, but I don't know, man. I don't think this Tampa Bay offensive line is going to bully around Von Miller and Aaron Donald. I just don't think so. And we know this Rams defense doesn't have a lot of depth, and they can get tired in the second half. But even with that being said, has Brady got enough dogs to help him? Tristan Wirth, he's going to be out of this game. And he's in the walking boot right now, and everyone's saying he's coming back and whatnot. I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't think Tristan Wirfs is playing in this game, and I think that is one of the things that tilts us in the Rams' favor. And I think Brady, he just needs Mike Evans to be what Mike Evans was 3-4 years ago. Does Mike Evans still have it in him? Sure. But if this pass block offensive line doesn't hold, Brady's going to have serious problems, and I don't think Tampa Bay is running it for over 150 yards like they did against the Eagles. I don't think the Rams are going to let themselves be pounded. And then Cam Akers coming back, he added so much burst. He added so much vogue to a Rams offense that was missing the play action. They were missing the zone blocking. And when I'm looking at Whitworth, is there a more dominant offensive lineman in the league? You guys can throw out a few names, but Whitworth is balling. I think the Rams run it off the left side. It's not going to be too successful because when you say Todd Bowles, we say run defense and run fits. I'm not saying the Rams are going to pound it like they did Zona, okay? Tampa Bay is a different outfit. Tampa Bay actually has pride, respect, and gusto in their defense. They're not going to be pounded like the Zona Cardinals, but I think the Rams have just a semblance of a run game, and Matt Stafford pushes this for over 300 yards. Like I said, I'm going to go back to the original thesis. Who the hell is going to cover Odell and Cooper? If you take one of them away, both are playing at such a high level. I just think the Rams have more explosion. Rams winning cover, upset on the road in Florida. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, it's Buffalo +2, and I'm going upset again. I'm going Bills to win in the cover, and you know, maybe this is a little bit of me eating crow, and we know that Patriots-Bills game, it's already in the dustbin of history. We're moving on to this week. How much does it affect this week? I don't think a whole lot. But even though we were some of the few people that were riding with the Chiefs week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, once they started to play good ball, we can still see the fractures in this Chiefs team. And outside of Chris Jones, who's going to rush the passer? Who's going to affect Josh Allen's game? And we know the way to attack the Bills' defense is rather simple. You get with a tight end, you get with a fullback, you pound it down their throat, and you pound it down their throat, then you hit them with play action. But Kansas City's not the team to do that. They just aren't. And we know this Kansas City offense with Kelsey, Tyreek, the frail Hill. They're damn explosive. They're damn potent. And Pat Mahomes is a goddamn god on the gridiron. We know all that. But I think this Bills secondary will be able to match up just enough. And honestly, I think this game comes down to which secondary plays better. We're going to see a lot of man-to-man. We know the Chiefs and Spagnuolo, they're going to be sending blitzes. They're going to be sending zone blitzes. We know that's how the Chiefs play. I just think the Bills secondary plays better this game. And Josh Allen, he's finally did what I wanted since week 7. Get the ball to Stephon Diggs. And now that the Bills are doing it, I feel a lot more comfortable riding with them. Just feel a hell of a lot more comfortable, man. And when I'm looking at this game, I just want to see, are the Bills going to keep this run-pass balance? Because Singletary really helped against the Patriots. The Patriots were not ready for Singletary to actually get some positive yardage. They weren't ready for the Bills to play a more balanced game. Now, I'm not saying the Bills are going to run it like they did against the Patriots, but I actually think the Bills run it better than the Chiefs, which is scary to say. It is scary thinking the Bills are going to run the ball good. So I think Josh Allen gets more help this game. The Bills secondary plays better than the Chiefs secondary, and I think that's the difference. And I think Stephon Diggs goes off this game. Chiefs love playing man-to-man. Chiefs love sending blitzes. I think Josh Allen exploits that. I think Josh Allen also uses his feet better than Pat Mahomes. Bills winning the cover, upset. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Best gambling show on the internet. Lawson Bets NFL on the gram. Follow me. Let's get this money.
How many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take 2, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step after step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break. Yeah.
Step by step, by step, by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step by step, by step, by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Moving forward, on to glory. Up and onward, write the story. Little further, I can see it. We will be there before you know.
This life can get you down, down, down.
Just keep yourself around.